family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. I think we're going to relate to our next guest, Robin. Becky Blades is on the phone, and from what I was reading, her daughter went to college, and she wrote her a letter, and in the letter she was giving her some advice, and you know what that was like, right? You remember that when the children suddenly left the nest, whether it was for college or to move to another area, and you've gone through that with your two children. I went through that with my son, and you know, you want the children to, when they're leaving the nest, to be perfect, to have nothing's going to interfere, and they're going to have all the wisdom, and so the last things you say, and it's not the last things, but you feel like it is sometimes, right?
Yes.
As they leave the nest, come on, be careful, keep your nose clean. My dad always say, keep your nose clean. Keep your nose clean. I'll tell you what that means later on. Had many meetings, actually. Most of them sexual. I'm sure it wasn't. Becky is on the phone. Becky Blades. She's the chair of the Regional Arts Council of Greater Kansas City. She's a reporter. She's a marketing copywriter, a publicist, a crisis communications expert, the recipient of the Silver Anvil Award, which is a public relations award, I guess, the regional finalist for the American Entrepreneur of the Year Award. She served clients such as Hallmark and Sprint and American Express, and I think she was named here Best Indie Book of 2014 for the book we're going to tell you about, called Do Your Laundry or You'll Die Alone. Good morning, Becky. How are you?
Good morning. That's more than anybody needs to know, right?
By the way, are you in Kansas right now?
I am. It's actually Missouri. We're right on the state line here, yes.
Oh, okay. Because this morning there was a news piece from Kansas that said you had a tornado and snow, and I guess that's that's unusual.
It is unusual. It's a big flat state, and then Missouri is a little bit bumpier, so we get all kinds of weather out here. So
I was picturing a snow globe. When they say a tornado and snow, I was picturing like when somebody spins around a snow globe.
That is. And I bet if you're on the farm with the cows spinning around over your head like Wizard of Oz, it works even better. So I'm not a psychic, but can I take a guess at something about your personality? Yes.
I'm going to tell you where I get the guess from, too. The guess is that you are I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it alone kind of a person. Am I right?
Eeks. A little bit.
A little bit? Because look at this. You won an award for entrepreneur. You won an award for it as an indie author. I don't need no stinking publisher, right?
That's right.
Right? I love that, actually. I hope you don't think I'm making fun. I love that. I love the go-for-it attitude.
But as I get older, I do love to have people helping me and doing things for me. And I did start a couple businesses, but with this book journey, it was really about timing. When my older daughter said, "Mom, make this letter into a book and get it done by the time Tess graduates," that's her younger sister, I had about 18 months, and there's no publisher in the world that works that fast. So,
okay.
If you want to get it done fast, do it yourself. That's my new. I just wrote that. I got to write it down.
Yeah. So when you decided to do this and publish it yourself, was this your first book?
It was, but I make art and do cards that I publish things like art and greeting cards and stuff. So I knew how to, get a printer and put stuff together, but I didn't know how to distribute the book, and so it was a fun journey. And it's not that hard these days. And I'm always telling people when they say, "I've got a book in me," I say, "Well, you better let it out of there. It's going to get
Good for you.
Well, we get it. We get that a lot too, actually. And the only prerequisite we have before we have an author on is to ask them to please have it published, even if it is self-published, because nobody's going to buy a manuscript. You know,
right?
So,
right. You have on people that are that early in the process sometimes.
No, we never have them on, but we have them asking to be on. We have the requests. Can I please come on? I wrote a book. Okay, well, where can we read it? It's not published yet. We get.
Yeah, right.
That's not going to do our listeners any good. And then, of course, we have to like it. We have to like the book.
Yeah, well, I'm flattered to have made the cut.
You made the cut, for sure. We have a good publicist who helped us out with understanding what it was about.
When your daughter would comment on your letters and things, was she a little nervous in the beginning to ask you to put them together in a book?
Oh, gosh, no. My girls are pretty sassy. They're both writers, too, so I've always encouraged them to get their work out because it doesn't do any good on your computer. So it was really her time to wag her finger at me and say, what's good for me is good for you. It doesn't do any good on your computer, and there's a lot of bad books in the bookstore. So she said, Mom, this is funny. You should make a book of it. I challenge you.
And is that an insight into your personality as well? You've got the Carol Burnett in you?
The funny?
Yeah, the funny.
No, oh, gosh.
I just picked her out of the blue. I could have been any comedian.
But only a few of us alive still know that Carol Burnett was a comedian. My daughter certainly wouldn't know who she was.
Well, I didn't want to say Kathy Griffin because she's a little bit. I don't perceive you to be. Not that I don't like Kathy Griffin, I do, but I don't perceive you to be that abrasive, edgy, whatever.
It's a little bit of mom snark, just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I'm the least funny person in our house. That's why I had to get a little funny with this book, because they wouldn't read it or listen to me if it didn't have a little sass to it.
There are a lot of young people growing up, and they feel they all have entitlements, that people owe them something, and they don't want to work for what they have, and they might be a little bit rude to other people. How do you raise healthy children without having that type of personality?
That is a good question. I think for me, I just remind them. I don't hold back and try to be their best friend. I tell them when they should be lucky. I tell them to write their thank you notes. I tell them to treat people of authority with respect, because somehow or another they earned it or they deserve it. So I think I'm willing for my kids to be mad at me sometimes.
So can you tell us what the letter said and how you expanded on the letter to make it into a book? And you know what I want to ask you? Would this apply if you had a son? Do you have sons?
I do not. I have 5 brothers. Guys like it. It's a little bit. There are a few things that are more directed towards women in it, but I'm told that college guys really like it.
Oh, really? Well, do your laundry, or you'll die alone. So tell us what was in the original letter. Was the original letter much shorter than the book? I heard we don't have the book, but I heard it was a short book.
Yeah, it was about 150 pieces of advice, and then when she challenged me to do the book, it turned into 270. So the subject line of the email was "Do your laundry, or you'll die alone." And I'll just read you the first part of the letter. It says, "Dear Taylor, though you may think I've driven you half crazy with reminders the past year, I've kept a lot of things to myself. Hush, I have. Here are a few things that college will not teach you. Some are things I've told you 100 times. Some are things that have just never come up. Mostly they're things that would make you roll your eyes if I said them in person. So indulge me. I know you don't need another letter, honey, but I need to give you one." Right there, I saw the eye roll. And then the first entry is, "Do your laundry or you'll die alone." Do your laundry, try every week, do it before you run out of clean underwear and before you need your favorite jeans, because when you want your favorite jeans, and only your favorite jeans will do, you will want them clean. You won't want to choose between dirty, stinky favorite jeans and jeans that make your butt look wide or low or flat, or choose one. any of these less than perfect options will undermine your self-confidence. You won't have the courage to talk to that cute guy, and then you may never get another chance, and then comes the dying alone part.
Wow, what a great insight you have. What a wonderful thing to pass on and keep levity.
Yeah, it's for her, not for my younger one, but for her, she just couldn't keep her life running. And, as we get older, we realize that letting things get out of hand turns, an ordinarily just stressful morning into a crazy stressful morning. And so I don't think kids get that if we've been helping them with their laundry too much, which I confess I did.
So did you get a similar talk or a letter even from your parents when you were leaving the nest?
Oh gosh, no. I learned the hard way, like you probably did.
Do you know what my mother said to me when I was getting ready to, because I was from New York originally. We moved to Florida, and then I was ready to move back to New York. And my mom sat with me at the table with my dad, and she said, "Do you know what a lesbian is?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do. I don't know what that has to do with me, but I know what it is."
That was what she had.
Because she said, and I've always wondered, she's passed away.
Watch out for them,
She's passed away, but I wondered if she knew what it was. I was thinking, well, are you sure you know what it is? Because I don't think that has the problem. I'm going to have a problem with this.
Oh, maybe she was trying to get information from you before you left.
Yeah. Well, would you tell me then?
Yeah.
It's like the old man in that one commercial. He's sitting on the bench, and he says to his grandson, "Do you know what a condom is?" And he goes, "Yeah, Grandpa, I know what it is." And he says, "Well, do you have any?" Do you remember that one? Fun conversation, Becky. We need to take a little break, if that's okay with you. And even if it isn't, I have no choice. But we'll be right back. The book that we're having fun with is written by Becky Blades. It's called "Do Your Laundry or You'll Die Alone." We'll find out more about Becky and about the book when we come back. This is WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A beautiful day today with lots of sunshine. The afternoon high 69 to 73. And clear tonight with lows ranging from the upper 30s in a few inland spots to the mid 40s along the coast. Tomorrow, pleasant day with plenty of sunshine, the high 70 to 74. The Wednesday, partly sunny, high 69 to 73. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. We are located in the heart of downtown Ocala, right next to the historic Marion Theater. I'd like to invite you to stop by and see our new boutique area and meet our staff of professional stylists. Here at Hello Gorgeous, we are ready to update your look with the latest trends. It's the perfect time to brighten up your look. So make your appointment now for those highlights and Brazilian blowout. But don't stop there. We are a full-service salon offering manicures, pedicures, and facials also. So if you've been searching for a salon to call your own, come and see us at Hello Gorgeous Salon. We are located at 48 South Magnolia Avenue in downtown Ocala, right next to the Marion Theater. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon at 351-5358. That's 351-5358. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too. 351-5358.
Hello, gorgeous.
12 minutes before 10 o'clock. Becky Blades is on the phone. She's in Kansas, which is actually Missouri, I think. I think that's what she said, right? Mm-hmm. Do Your Laundry or You'll Die Alone is the name of the book. How long ago, Becky, thank you for waiting. How long ago did you write the letter, and how long ago was the book first published?
The letter was written 4 years ago, and then took a year and a half to turn it into a book, and it was published in April of this year. 2014.
So in addition to what you read from the letter, what other ideas did you incorporate into the book? And were you consciously trying to stay funny the whole time, or did you go into the serious subjects?
Well, I went into a few serious subjects, but only at the end of everything is some levity. It doesn't, it doesn't stay heavy too long because kids won't sit still for that. When you want to tell them to not, don't drive drunk and don't let your friends drive drunk.
Right.
I say a friend who's mad at you for taking her car keys is better than a dead friend.
Yeah, I know. You know what? You know why? Because you know in your heart that your daughter already knows don't drive drunk and don't drive with a drunk, right? But at the same time, you still want that message out there, right? You still want to get that to them. So that was a very clever way you did it.
Yeah, and you got to shock them. And for parents, don't you think that we just want to know they know? And that's why we repeat ourselves. I think I told you, but I have to be sure for my to let you go off in the world for my comfort level. So.
And that helps with the guilt on the parent's part, because if the parent feels they're doing everything possible to protect their child, even by giving verbal information like that or written information, that sometimes the parents don't feel so as guilty.
Exactly, absolutely. It's totally selfish, It's like I can go home, I can sleep at night. She's not sleeping, I can sleep.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think, go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask you, did you give any advice that you knew you were setting yourself up for betrayal if she didn't follow that advice? Because I'm sure that I've done this. Because I know what it's for my son. I mean, I never told him what to do because I knew, well, gosh, I've done everything when I was a kid. I have no right to tell him anything. Like when it comes to relationships or to, I don't know, being, or at least wanting to be the Don Juan, or whatever, There's a lot of reasons not to go that direction, but you don't learn that right away.
Yeah.
Right. And what's the saying? I should put it in, do as I say, not as I do, or as I did.
I know, but that doesn't go far. So did you give any of that kind of advice?
Well, I talk about forgiveness. I'm terrible at it, but I think it's one of the most important things in the world. So I'm at least going to say that. Who better to hear that from than your parents? I talk about one item says listen more and talk less, because that's a problem for me. I need to be a better listener. And then there's some of those things that we can point out because we've lived longer. There's an item that says when you propose a toast to someone, look at them and remember it's about them, not you. Because we have all gone to so many weddings where somebody makes a toast that's just their time on the stage.
Right.
You want to say, hey, where's the bride and groom and all this? Are you going to get to that?
Yeah, so
really. They don't yet know how ridiculous they can look if they're inappropriate in situations.
That's true. Yeah. Isn't that true? We went to a funeral one time. A funeral! Mm-hmm. And the guy was talking about the dead person.
Yeah.
Saying, well, it wasn't the smartest box. No, it wasn't the smartest person, but it tried. I'm thinking, why would you say that?
Right,
why
exactly.
would you say, well, I wasn't so smart, but... He wasn't so smart.
You also speak about common courtesy. Cell phones is one of your pet peeves in your book.
Oh, yes. I often say the whole book was just a wrapper for item number 140, I think. Pocket your cell phone during meals. I say if you're eating alone,
really?
it's your call.
That was the real reason for the whole thing.
Yeah, let's put it in a book. We'll sneak it in. A lot of this is just sneaking things in, because, parents have called and thanked me for that, or my Facebook responses are so heavy on those points because it's new to our generation. We use them now too, and yes, we all see entire families sitting in restaurants with their cell phones.
Right.
But somebody has to say it's not okay. It's rude. And if we act like it's okay, then that's where our culture is going to go. So I'm on a one-woman mission.
But here's the key. Is the word caveat right here? And am I using the right word? Here's the caveat to that. Mm-hmm. Is when somebody is at the table and their phone rings and they say, would you mind? Excuse me, but I have to take this call. It's like, oh, okay. Well, there's. What are you going to do? Tell somebody you can't take it. You have to take it.
If you're a doctor.
Yeah.
Well, there's also advice in here that says live and let live. That's their business. This is just about you.
That's true.
And then we know, and this can be a later book, every office you work in will have its own protocol. Every friend group will have their own protocol. But if you, I don't know about people but my kids will come to the table, put their cell phone out or put it in their lap so they can feel it buzz. Mm-hmm. It's like they can't even be with the people they're with for the duration of a meal. And they're not telling their friends it's okay too. When I'm going to go offline for 45 minutes, they can tell their parents, right now they tell their friends that their parents told them to, but when I release them into the world, I don't know how they're going to act, and it terrifies me.
Wouldn't that be funny? A funny scene. This probably wouldn't work in real life, but if you were writing a sitcom, you have your friends all sitting at the table, and like you're trying to talk to them, but they're all on their phones, and it's like, oh gosh, no, I'm not getting a word in anywhere. I got to wait. So then the one character who you're focusing on gets up, goes to another table and calls them, and now you're talking to somebody.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love
it. Yeah, you talk. You can't talk in person.
You talk about stuffed animals, that they're important.
We got a lot of stuffed animals here in the studio right now.
Yes, we do.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we have a toy drive, and the studio is filled with toys.
Okay, so don't you feel happier with them there?
Yes, we do.
Yes. You know what? I didn't think of it that way, but it looks happier in here.
Yeah.
Okay, the end. I rest my case.
Can you see? Are you looking at us on the monitor? Right behind Robin, you'll see all those toys.
I'll move over.
No, you're not on. Does bad attitude make your butt look big? So I'm looking at that one here. What does that mean? Does bad attitude make your butt look big? I thought big butts were good.
Yeah.
It's a scare tactic. I don't know. It's a thing. It's a fashion. Your clothes won't look as good. Whatever.
So what would you tell a boy? I mean, a boy wouldn't care about that. If you have a bad attitude, will her butt look big? What was that?
It's a cliche. It's a cliche that tries to say the only thing about fashion, there are more important things than fashion to your appearance. So the way you act.
I got you. See, that's the clever angle that you did all these on. It sounds like.
You also express creativity in your book subliminally because you have different artworks that you've created.
Yeah, I like later in my life I sold my business and started doing artwork, and it's very whimsical. It's not. It's something actually anybody could do. A lot of cutting and pasting, and I know that makes us happy, makes us creative, and so some of the points in the book are about starting things and making things. Get creative every day.
But you never know how you're going to affect someone by telling them that your artwork, that you can do your own type of creativity. It doesn't have to be a painting. It could be clay. It could be a song. It could be anything.
Exactly. A creative Facebook post, a pie, a really nice thank you note. Creativity is in our lives every day, whether we recognize it or not. And there's one post in there that's gotten quite a bit of play on social media. It says, if someone asks if you are an artist, always say yes. When we are 5 and in kindergarten, and the teacher says, who here is an artist? How many people raise their hands? Everybody, right?
Right.
The crayons and the paint.
Yeah.
And then somehow life beats it out of us, and at 20 years old even, we won't raise our hands because we think, well, I'm not that, but we're all artists. And
I just went to your website, and I like this one page. I was kind of flipping through them as you were talking. LaundryOrDie.com, by the way, if you want to go to the website. And you got a sample of the book on there. Keep your colors separate, but only in the laundry. And then the second paragraph of that, you talk about how in a picture, a painting, you should use all the colors, which is very, very insightful.
Yeah, you don't mix your colors on the washing machine, but you do mix them on the canvas.
Yeah, and in life, you want to have variety. Variety is the spice of life, right?
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, you've been with us before, haven't you?
Yes. That was fun. You guys are great interviewers.
Oh, Becky, thank you for the compliment. And so the website that I went to was laundryorDie.com. Is that the best place to buy the book?
It is. Well, if they don't have it in their bookstore, your bookstores can get it within days. It's in all the big distributing houses. And as you said, it was just named a top indie book of 2014, or a top book of 2014. And just in time for Christmas. It really makes a great stocking stuffer. It's not very big. I hope you have big stockings. But
Well, if you have a bad attitude, you got big stockings, that's for sure. All right. Becky Blades, thank you so much for being on the air with us today. Have a great Christmas and stay warm in Kansas, Missouri.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. It's now night in Sydney, Australia, where a gunman's been holding several hostages in a cafe since early in the day.
Hostages are being forced to press their hands against the window, with the gunman rotating them every couple of hours. Earlier on, they were seen holding a flag bearing the Islamic creed, "There is no God but the God Muhammad."
Lorna Dunkley of Sky News. Earlier, 5 hostages escaped. The suspect's been ID'd as an Iranian refugee with a criminal past. Police in Lansdale, Pennsylvania, investigating a shooting at a home. There have been word a man barricaded inside was a suspect in 5 killings at 3 sites. A midnight deadline for getting government insurance coverage for next year.
Americans currently enrolled in Affordable Care Act plans can shop around potentially with higher premiums. Nearly 7 million people have coverage through the law. The Obama administration hopes to have that figure top 9 million by next year.
Fox Radio's Jared Halpern at the White House. Fox News. We report, you decide.
To give you your gift.
Me too. And I don't want to brag, but it's perfect. Like 4 million pixels perfect.
You got me a Samsung Galaxy Tab S? I thought we had a price limit.
It was on sale. I'm sure your gift is great too. It's not like you got me a candle or something.
Me? Nah.
Get $50 off the 10.5-inch Samsung Galaxy Tab S at your local Best Buy today. Connected tablets not included. Offer valid December 14th through December 20th. Other restrictions may apply. See participating stores for details while supplies last.
So much has changed since Geico started saving people money over 75 years ago. We weren't attached to our smartphones like today. Smartphones didn't exist. If you wanted to talk to someone, you just hollered out your back door. "Hey, Darla, want to go steady? No chance?" Okay, then. We had no privacy. But hey, with Geico, we always had good car insurance.
Geico, saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years.